Welcome to CD-LACOM video series number 3, PV loop data acquisition. In this video, we'll review some of the options for acquiring PV loop data using CD-LACOM's BiV Conduct NT software. So far in this video series, we have created a new study, delivered an optimized positioning of the PV loop catheter, removed any unwanted volume segments, and are ready to record PV loop data. For purposes of this video, we do not have a live specimen to collect active PV loops, but we'll still be able to showcase the data acquisition process. PV loop data acquisition can only occur in live data mode, which is where I am now. Typically, we'd see PV loops being populated at the bottom right hand of your screen while in total volume PV loop and indices view. Please recall that the PV loop catheter is not in a patient, thus, this is for demonstration purposes only. Before we start a recording, CD-LACOM recommends recording PV loop data during an end expiratory breath hold when possible, as this will remove any respiratory variation and make data analysis much easier. That said, BiV Conduct NT provides an average PV loop feature which will provide average hemodynamic values over a series of respiratory cycles. Once I click Start Acquiring, I will see an acquiring prompt at the top of the screen, a red count-up timer at the bottom of the screen indicating the duration of the recording, and I will hear a beep every second when the computer's sound is on. It's recommended to record a minimum of 15 seconds of data per recording to capture a sufficient number of beats to generate an accurate hemodynamic average. If there are arrhythmias or other erroneous beats, these can be removed offline in post-data processing. Once a sufficient amount of data is collected, select the black button at the upper left hand of the screen to stop this recording. After a recording is stopped, a new Save Recording window will appear. In this new window, there is a comment field that is intended to describe what data is contained within this PV loop file. For our purposes, we'll call this baseline. One item to note here is that the default recording type is a PV loop data file, but this can be changed between a data file, SVCal file, and EFCal file. Saving recordings as SVCal and EFCal files should only be done when using the hypertonic saline-based volume calibration method, which is explained further in video number 5 of this series. The second item to note is that we are saving this file into dataset 1 by default. A dataset is defined as any single time a PV loop catheter is delivered into the ventricle, thus requiring a unique volume calibration. Let's use the TAVR procedure as an example, where the PV loop catheter and the TAVR valve are both delivered via the same access. One would save pre-TAVR data in dataset 1, while post-TAVR data would be saved in dataset 2. Since the catheter was redelivered to the ventricle, a unique volume calibration will be required for post-TAVR data saved within dataset 2. Once a comment and appropriate selections are made, select Save. While in live data, one can take as many recordings as desired. CD-LACOM recommends capturing a minimum of 2 recordings per condition. For example, baseline 1 and 2, or post-TAVR 1 and 2. Lastly, if there's a loading change, such as a Valsalva maneuver or an IVC occlusion, it's best to start your recording a few seconds before the patient starts to bear down, or the balloon is inflated, and let the recording run until after the patient has recovered. This way, the full dynamic PV loop change is captured.